Oh, it's the podcast.
I don't know how to feel about that one.
I'm trying to come up with new innovations, Derek.
That one might be culturally insensitive to someone.
I live in San Antonio. I've got the pass to do that.
It sounds like
legitimately I do.
It sounds like harder, better, faster, stronger. The boom, 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 boom.
A little bit.
But hey, guys, it's the Huggercast, the only podcast that hasn't had sex with Jada Pinkett Smith.
I still feel stupid this entire time. I thought her name was Plinkett, but
nope, you're just dumb.
I just gotta ride the short bus from now on.
And today we have another special guest.
Sure does.
It's my friend Robert. Say hello to the people, Robert.
Yo, listeners of Huggercast. I'm Robert.
All 7 of them.
We should come.
That's more than 7. Last one had 10 views.
I checked on Anchor. We're actually in like the 20s and 30s for Spotify.
We're doing all right.
Yeah.
People are actually listening to the podcast. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, we're getting there. We have a 5% viewer from Germany, I think.
Really?
Yeah. There's probably like 1 or 2 people there that listen.
Huh.
I know, right?
Is there any analytics on how long they listen?
That doesn't matter.
Is it they click it?
They click it. They're like, the podcast. Yeah, it sounds like good.
If we do, reach out to Derek because I'm curious.
Yeah.
I want to know about your beer. German beer is so much better than American beer.
I want to know about.
So want a random German on your next podcast.
Talk to me about the Holocaust. How'd that go?
I think we just lost our German viewers.
Here goes to Germany.
But today we do have a very special episode with our friend Robert. I brought him on because the topic of today is unpopular gaming opinions. And Robert has a lot of opinions about games, and so do we.
Gaming for 24 years. Right out of the womb.
It came out of the womb with the Game Boy.
It came out of the womb.
With Game Boy and Pokemon Red.
Why not blue? What's wrong with blue?
Fuck Blastoise.
That's I always picked Blastoise. I was a water fan.
I'm kidding. I'm just fucking with you. I always picked Venusaur. I'm the weird kid.
Oh, you're the weird kid that picked Venusaur.
Nothing wrong with that. They're all classics in their own right.
But
I feel like Venusaur gets ostracized. Hey, that's the first unpopular opinion. Venusaur, right?
There's too much Venusaur hate.
You know, Venusaur is actually best Pokemon you can choose for Pokemon Red and Blue.
Really?
Most type advantages.
Yeah,
game.
Like with gyms and all that.
Huh.
Literally the best one you can choose. Charizard is literally the first.
When I was a little kid, I liked picking Charmander because of the fire, but then I liked picking Blastoise when I got a little older because he could use Surf.
You're a hipster? Against the crowd?
Yeah, that's what it is.
See, I didn't play Red and Blue until I was like way older. My first one was Silver.
I didn't play Red and Blue. I played the remakes. I played Leaf Green and Fire Red.
No, that was both pretty good.
Yeah,
but all right, before we really get into the discussion, do you want to go over the news?
Yeah, we have a few news stories, a few interesting things that have happened recently. I guess I'll start with the oldest. There was some Will Smith news, and as official Will Smith fanatics, and this is the Will Smith podcast, we have to talk about it.
Yeah, this is breaking my heart because, you know, he says he's okay with what's going on, but he looks like a broken man.
On the outside, he's like, that's hot. But on the inside, he's like, that's not.
No, he is not feeling it. He is not fresh right now.
He's not fresh
because his wife is cheating on him.
Yeah, apparently a few years back, there was a relationship between his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, and August Elena. That's a rapper or something, right?
Yeah, I don't know who he is, but yeah, apparently it was one of their son's friends.
Yeah.
So this really was like...
That sounds like the start of a porn.
Yeah, that's straight up off something off a Pornhub, like.
And what had happened was... Oh yeah, this happened a few years back, and I guess they dealt with it privately, but August Elena came out and like said some things about it. And so Will Smith and Jada Pinkett went on their show, their Facebook show, The Red Table. There's The Red Table, right?
I believe so. And they actually talked about it. They're like, it brought us closer together. And it's like, bitch, no, it didn't.
And what was funny is just Robert, have you seen the video?
I haven't seen it. Just explain it to me.
It's just the reason it's funny is just because the way Jada Pinkett Smith explains what happened. She's like, in the mental state of the spirituality, I got into an entanglement with August Elena, and even Will Smith's like, entanglement. She's like, yeah, entanglement. That's what I said.
And then translated to normal people speak, she was sick of Will's dick, so she had to go somewhere else.
Get that young PP.
You know, at least she did Hancock like that.
Yeah.
Well, he was probably too powerful. Going back to the last few episodes,
true.
he was probably shooting too hard.
He was probably had that very.
She couldn't handle it.
That volatile projectile semen was too much for her.
Isn't that canon?
Yeah, you've seen Hancock, right? Like the extra scene where he shoots like semen through his window or through his ceiling. Yeah,
it was crazy, bro.
That's Will Smith. That's Will Smith canon too.
Last week, our friend Jacob had a great theory of what actually happened to JFK involving Hancock and his semen, and it was a beautiful moment in podcast history.
Yeah, he posited that it was actually Hancock's semen that killed JFK and not a bullet.
I think Hancock can like curve his semen,
like
like the Matrix.
Or what's that movie? I forgot what it's called. That action movie where it's like you gotta curve the bullet.
I know what you're talking. I don't remember.
Yeah,
I remember that's where that meme came from. Fucking curving bullying shit.
But yeah, like throughout the whole interview, Jada was like sugarcoating everything. It's not. I think people weren't upset that she like cheated. It's just the fact that she just was trying to sugarcoat what happened. And
glossing over it and trying to make it into like a funny tee-hee type moment when it's like, no, you cheated on your husband.
Yeah, and she was just like, she's one of those people that like tries to make herself the victim. She's like, in a mental place that I was. It's the
based on your tone alone, I'm assuming you're mimicking her tone. It sounds like she's trying to be a victim.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
sure.
absolutely.
She's like, in the mental capacity of the spirituality, and I'm just like, no one cares. No one cares, Jada. Shut up.
You hurt Will Smith, therefore you're a bad person.
You hurt Will Smith, therefore you must be punished.
Did you see that Onion article that was like revealed that Will Smith was actually having an affair with his younger Gemini Man co-star?
Himself?
Yes.
Oh, that's really funny.
But yeah, so second piece of news.
The second important thing that happened was Nick Cannon actually is in the news right now because on his podcast he said, well, I know on his podcast he was saying some anti-Semitic comments and anti-white comments.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys heard the podcast in question?
I have not listened to it, but I was reading articles on it, and what he was saying was
pretty wild.
Yeah. Doesn't seem like a loving person. Which is funny because he was saying that brown people are the only ones capable of love and empathy.
Yeah, don't you remember? Melanin equals empathy.
It's just basic human biology. I'm sorry, guys. I don't care about you. The color of my skin, like, I have no feelings for y'all.
That's okay.
But yeah, so he's a shitty person, Robert, and he's in trouble.
Robert, did you see what happened?
I'm gonna be real with you. First time I saw Nick Cannon, I assumed he was like the CEO of Nickelodeon. I remember he was in those commercials way back then.
Oh, he was the CEO of Teen Nick.
Really?
Yeah. Not the official Nickelodeon. He's not.
I thought he was the Nick.
He was Nick.
I was like, when I was 8 years old, I thought he was the Nick.
In the beginning, Nick created Nick.
I legit used to
just named it after himself.
I got this channel. What should I name it? I'll call it Nick.
Nickelodeon.
I'll call it Nick.
Post that. I don't know really much about the dude. What is he now? What is the dude? Does Teen Nick even still exist?
No, Teen Nick is actually, yeah, it does, right?
I have not had cable in about 7 years, so I don't know.
It's a separate channel, and they show like Victorious and like old episodes of Drake and Josh. And at night, they show 90s Nickelodeon.
Oh, that actually sounds fantastic.
Yeah,
I love 90s
cool.
Nick.
It's probably because they kicked Nick Cannon out, and they got someone who was making good decisions.
Dan Schneider?
the 7 reruns of George Lopez at now? Then
Now that's what would really save Nickelodeon.
they're still not doing that.
No, not they do it sometimes. Sometimes at like 4 a.m. you'll find George Lopez, but I haven't seen it on. They show Friends. Disgusting. Disgusting.
That's a whole other bag, dude. Fucking, you're gonna lose like your entire fan base if you fucking dish on Friends.
No, we already have. We should have a podcast dedicated solely to Friends hate.
To how much we hate Friends. No, we made it very clear that this is a Seinfeld household.
As stated by Derek, I am of the right and normal opinion that Seinfeld's better. I'm not a weirdo.
Robert, are you of the opinion as well?
Seinfeld over Friends, of course.
Okay, cool. So
okay, he's all right.
You have a functioning brain. That's good to know. But back to Nick Cannon's comments. He was basically saying that black people have compassion because of the melanin, and that white people do not have compassion and are more savage than black people because they just don't know how to be human. And then he said a lot of anti-Semitic things, which I don't know exactly what he said, but he quoted the race leader Farrakhan, which is also a noted anti-Semite.
Yeah.
If you guys didn't know about that.
Louis Farrakhan is his name, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, I know about him.
Yeah, I don't know exactly Farrakhan's views, but I know he's an anti-Semite.
He was a very extremist, like, black leader. Like, did he start the is it Nation of Islam? Is that the name of the group?
I think it's like the black Israelites.
It's something like that, but they're very much that white people are literally of the devil, like the devil made us.
The white devils.
Yeah.
Dang it, Cole. That's why you listen to all that devil metal music.
Oh, hell yeah, I do. Brings me closer to my one true savior.
Now, Robert, as someone who is in the middle of having white skin and also not having white skin, how do you feel about this?
Are you talking about Mexicans?
Yes.
Aren't you more that than me?
I'm half.
Aren't you literally half black, half white?
No, I'm half black, half Mexican.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. How do you feel about Nick Cannon's comments?
So, what are his reasonings for declaring someone's human and not human? Can you go back to that?
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what the context was, but they were, I guess because of all the stuff that's going on right now, they went into a racial conversation on his podcast.
Well, the only thing that's just idiotic that he brings humanity into pigment of skin.
Yeah,
it's the most idiotic thing I've ever heard in my life. Other than that, I don't know. It's kind of dumb to me. I don't even know the dude.
It's Mr. T. Nick.
But yeah, let's. Okay. I think we've been on him for a while. So Nick Cannon bad.
Nick Cannon bad. Jacob Pickett Smith bad. Was there one more story?
Smaller thing because she's okay, but Megan Thee Stallion got shot.
That sucks.
Straight up got shot.
Straight up
this is gonna raise her like hardcore bitch from the South cred up even more though.
That's true. When you get shot, like, and you live, like 50 Cent, like who cared? But then he got shot.
Yeah, your street cred goes up. I want her to release a press statement that just is like, I'm a bad bitch, you can't kill me.
I'm reading articles. She was shot in the foot, injured during shooting in Hollywood. What the fuck happened?
How did you get shot in the foot?
Didn't we say she's a big fan of anime? I think they were probably discussing whether My Hero was better than Naruto. And then the discussion got way too heated.
She was trying to deflect bullets with her katana. One of them landed in her foot. I don't fucking know.
She had the power of God and anime on her side.
It was weeb on weeb violence.
We'll stop this weeb on weeb violence.
It's a really big thing that a lot of people like to bring up, especially women. Like, oh, I watch anime. I feel like that wasn't like a big thing back then.
No, that's the past like 3 or 4 years that has exploded in popularity.
You know what is a big thing though?
What?
My wiener after hearing a woman say that.
I don't know. Like, I feel if a woman actually admits that, I feel like she's lying. Like, half the time. She's like, her knowledge is gonna be like Naruto and like Frieza saga of Dragon Ball Z.
Well,
Nah.
it's like when people have to label themselves like I'm a this, and they keep saying it, and that's just people in general. I feel like, and they're like,
See, it's the ones who don't really talk about it, but I actually do. Like my girlfriend, she actually does really like anime. And it was like way more than I do, but she doesn't talk about it all too much, except with my friends because she knows that they like it too.
Yeah,
so they'll weeb out, but she does not make that her thing.
Yeah, my girlfriend's a huge weeb, and I didn't know until when I visited her room, and I was like, "Oh, hey, you have a lot of manga in your room." So you know she's a true fan. She reads the manga.
Yeah, that is like next level fandom. She's just got to teach herself Japanese now and read it in the original text.
All right. Well, I guess that's enough of that. We can go into the main topic of the podcast, which is unpopular gaming opinions. Now, the way I thought we would do this is we just kind of go round robin. We take turns saying our opinion. We discuss.
Wait, Derek. Wait. Yes. For that, why don't we just start the biggest elephant in the fucking world right now in gaming controversies?
Okay.
Last of Us 2.
Okay. I haven't played it, but I've listened to everybody's opinion on it.
I haven't played it either. I'm that'll be one of my unpopular gaming opinions actually.
Are you guys at least informed on the first title? Have you played it or watched it?
Yeah, I did sit through and watch a friend of mine play through the whole thing.
I know.
So I know about it.
I know the gist of the story and I know how it ends.
You know that the first game was not a very unique story. It was very
It was well done, but it was a pretty generic zombie story.
It's zombies, yeah.
It was told in a very enriching way. It was very engrossing.
Yeah, it was almost.
That's what the second game severely lacks.
Yeah, it was almost like a movie. Like people there's compilations of just the cutscenes, and people watch that, and you basically understand the game.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people complaining that they felt that characters did things they wouldn't have done from the first one.
I guess before we get too far into it, spoilers for anyone who hasn't played Last of Us 2. Or
I wasn't gonna say any spoilers, but just people saying characters did things that they wouldn't have done in the first. But
I was saying spoilers because I was gonna say something.
Oh, okay. Because I know some people think that like they know those characters, but it comes down to the people that created it know the characters better than anybody else. They know what would have happened. Mm-hmm. You might not like the way they chose to go with it, but
it's interesting. Yeah, it's an interesting way to look at it. Do you have any more? What is your piece, Robert?
We're okay on spoilers, right?
Yeah, I are you cool with spoilers? Because I put a spoiler warning already.
Yeah, I'm. That's fine with me. I know the story.
I'm fine with spoilers. So mechanically, the game is it's amazing. If you look at the gameplay, when you kill NPCs, each NPC is named. Just random NPCs you kill. There are allies in the faction against you. They'll call out to their names when you shoot them down. And like, it's just amazing to me.
It's supposed to be. It's not like, some game you kill a person and then everybody freaks out for 30 seconds and forgets about it. They'll be like, "Oh my god, Jim's dead!" Like
Jim.
They'll legit say Jim and then hunt your ass down.
Mm-hmm.
They won't like, what's the word? They won't like come unaggressive. They will keep hunting you until they find you. You kill one of their friends. It's like, it's cool the way. So the game is not bad. Like, I think of all the low scores the game is getting, it's not warranted. Because mechanically, it's an amazing game.
I feel like most people just had a problem with the way the story went. That's where everyone's criticism seems to have lied.
It has to do with it. It all came down to a boring revenge plot, a zombie apocalypse. Imagine that.
Yeah.
And the thing with the revenge plot though is that you don't even get the revenge that you wanted in the very end.
Yeah, you get.
She walks away.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, with a game like this, in a world like this, that there's so many stories you could tell, why are you telling a revenge story? It doesn't really extend the lore of like, the disease or stuff that people actually cared about.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much more you could do with that.
The setting is very second place in this. Like, it didn't have to be a zombie setting for this story. It could have been
Red Dead.
Zombies are very second hand. there's no lore added to the zombies other than like they added like maybe one new zombie type. Other than that, zombies had no need to be in the story. This could have been a totally other game, not titled The Last of Us.
Yeah,
it probably would not have done well, but I think it did well because it was riding off The Last of Us name, if we're being real. Like, if it was its own standalone game, I think it would have been shitted on.
Probably.
Tremendously.
Yeah. It would have been like, oh, this game plays kind of well, but like, this is a garbage story.
Like, if it was its own standalone game, I legitimately believe it would have just been like, on into like the garbage bin and be like,
yeah, it would have been
reduced price within a month.
It would have been like Order 1866 or 1886. You remember
1886.
1886, like everyone was hyped, and then they came out, and then does anyone still talk about it? Does anyone remember it?
Very rarely.
Or like Evolved, something like that. Like oh, this looks kind of cool, and then no one talks about it the next month.
Yeah, it just didn't go anywhere. See, I think it's got enough polish that it probably would have done decently without the Last of Us name. Like,
yeah, because
it's a beautiful game.
There was that cutscene that went viral on Twitter where someone was putting a shirt on, like one of the characters was taking off.
She was taking the shirt off.
They're taking the shirt off.
Yeah,
there was no clipping, and it just looked like it just.
So I'm an animator, you know that.
Yeah, and
that is probably one of the hardest things to do in animation.
To get right.
It doesn't sound easy because you have to like animate everything reacting to the shirt. That's hair. That's like, And
there's dynamics going on as well with the player character and the shirt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. The shirt just can't slide off like it's a tube.
Yeah.
And the shirt was acting like a shirt. If you looked at that animation, it was giving way as it lost, support from Ellie's back.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing. Those people are probably some of the best animators in the world. Like, I put them ahead of Pixar, honestly, after seeing that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, Naughty Dog, that is one thing. Like, starting with the unpopular opinions, their games are all beautiful, story-driven, but I don't think they're that fun to play. I've yet to play The Last of Us Part 2, which everybody said is probably the funnest to play, but I can't get into them.
Yeah, after Fresh, what else did Naughty Dog make? I forgot. They were Jak and Daxter at first, right?
Jak and Daxter.
Uncharted. They did the original Crashes.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I was like, Naughty Dog. I got them confused with Sucker Punch. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because,
both
the
big
older
name PlayStation Studios.
Yeah, the older Naughty Dog games were all about the gameplay. Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
Jak and Daxter.
Yeah, the original Crashes are fun. Jak is fun, but then when they tried to go to the more
cinematic, like PS3 stuff,
they're not bad games. I don't care for them all that much.
I think it all started with the original Uncharted. I don't know if you played it. It was very cinematic, but it had a lot of gameplay. Like there was this zombie part where the game really picked up towards the end of the game, and I could tell that they really amped it up. But I think they weren't praised for that because, again, that was really generic, just zombies. They were praised for their animations. It was one of the first games that had models getting wet. Like when Drake went in water, got wet.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
I remember at the time it coming out, people flipping shit like this game is beautiful. And it still actually holds up surprisingly well compared to other games from that time.
Yeah, and I remember part of the ad campaign. I'm not sure which Uncharted it was. I was probably 2 or 3. But part of the original ad campaign was like, there was a guy on the couch, and he's like, oh, hey, babe. And he's with his girlfriend. He's like, it's movie night. And she's like, movie night? And he's like, yeah, movie night. Yeah, we're going to watch a movie. And he's playing Uncharted. And she's like, wow, this is a good movie. Like, people play those games because of how cinematic they are, and not exactly because of how they play.
That's actually a really good ad idea, though. I like that.
Yeah, it was a really cool ad. I'm sure it got tons of sales and tons of guys like getting ahead while they were playing the game.
The GameStop guy who sold me Uncharted 3 worked to me man, that's a great movie. He handed me the game. I was like, yeah, dude.
You remember the GameStop bunny?
They still use it, don't they?
Every now and then, yeah. But I remember it was like it would cuss and stuff like that. It was funny.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, it was like this little animated bunny, and they would have it like go through a level of like a game, and it would like get on fire, and it would start cursing up a storm. It was funny because I was like 13. I was like, naughty words from a bunny.
I don't think I've ever seen that. I'm gonna have to look that up now.
should we go back to exactly why Last of Us 2's narrative was? We were just talking about the gameplay there.
Yeah. No, shoot.
Go on your Last of Us rant. I know this is a long time coming.
Yeah. Well, again, going back to the first plot, it was simple, but it was engrossing. And, the way it kept you invested is that it had no message until the very end. And when you got to the end, you're like, oh my God, what a beautiful message. Joel saved Ellie. And, it was connecting to his daughter and all that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And The Last of Us 2, it literally shoves its message within the first hour. Revenge is bad. Joel's dead. Ellie is gay as fuck. Every fucking 5 seconds, they have to remind you that Ellie's gay. Like, a lot of people will tell you, oh, you're homophobic. I'm like, but a straight person's not calling their partner babe every 10 seconds and kissing them. No, it's cringy. Get it. She's gay.
Yeah,
it really drags down for both believability and investment.
Yeah, no. When it comes to, what were you gonna say, Colton?
Yeah, no matter whether a hetero or a gay couple, like, people aren't really overly affectionate like that
in public, especially.
Yeah.
Zombie
apocalypse. Yeah, because when it comes to inclusion in media, I'm all for it. Like, put whatever characters you want as long as they're written well, but you have to write them well.
Just like in the first one, like, it was done well. And like the one character, I don't remember his name, but he was the gay man whose partner had left, was written really, really well.
Yeah, and I think one of the Assassin's Creed, I think had a transgender character, didn't they?
Probably.
It does, right?
What's up?
The Last of Us 2 is a transgender character as well.
Yes.
It's not it's obviously, well, I'll get into it. It's very shoehorned in, but go ahead. What are you gonna say?
No, that's all I was saying. It's write your characters well. Like, if you're gonna put like a character who's black or like a minority or gay or whatever,
just don't make it the focal point of their.
You have to write a good story. You have to write a good story of a character who just so happens to be those things.
Mm-hmm.
What were you gonna say, Robert?
Yeah, Joel dies, and the person who killed him probably heard you play as Abby, which is the character that killed Joel. Like, why would a player want to play as a character that killed a beloved character from the first game?
Yeah, that probably threw a lot of people off.
5 to 10 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You play as her longer than Ellie. This is just ridiculous. And the people who defend the game as a masterpiece tend to think we forget. The naysayers tend to think we forget that Joel was a bad person. No, he's a bad person. Everyone who was a fan of the first game knows that Joel was a bad person.
Yeah, he
clear as day. He was a bad person.
Yeah, part of the fun of games like that is playing as a flawed character, and having a flawed character makes the game interesting.
Mm-hmm. Because you don't want to play as a perfect goody two shoes. That's just not fun.
Yeah, probably why there's not a lot of Superman games, because they would probably have to find a way to make that interesting.
I think Injustice did a good job with it, of having him as the bad guy.
Yeah, see, that was cool.
But yeah, it's sorry to keep interrupting Robert's story.
No, I'm fine with it. The biggest flaw, a lot of people have mentioned it. I'm not the one who came up with it. I kind of stumbled upon it when I was doing some research for it. This game is a big culprit of emotional manipulation. Reason is, you just watched Abby bash Joel's head into like literal strawberry jam. And then the next hour, you're seeing her with dogs, help her enemies, do all, like, she literally checks all the boxes for like the perfect character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't buy that. Literally showed her destroying Joel within the first hour, and you expect me to grow to love this character and believe that she just turned a new leaf within like weeks? And fuck off.
Robert, she's LGBT. You have to like her, or else that makes you anti-LGBT.
That's the thing. She's not even gay. Straight.
Yeah, Abby's straight.
Girl, that's all she is.
Hey, no one cares about the details. She's LGBT.
In Derek's mind, she is. That's what he's picturing.
Yeah, because when it comes to putting, I think a lot of people's problem is when it comes to putting a political or social message in something, that's fine. But again, subtlety is a thing, and also it has like putting a character who's a minority in. It has to be written well. There's a lot of movies, there's a lot of video games that have feminist messages or have like racial equality messages, but they're written very well. It's not just the message. It's a movie or it's a piece of media with a message.
Yeah, it's not a message disguised as a movie.
Yeah, it's not that becomes propaganda.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying Last of Us 2 is propaganda, but that's what you're teetering on when you don't care about the things that you're doing, basically.
They prioritize the message that revenge is bad. And the thing is, the story they had, like I believe when they were storyboarding, crafting the story, they had a legit good one because game, it falls suspect to, like, very few movies can do this well. That movies that do flashbacks within flashbacks within flashbacks. That's what this game does. Very few games can do that well. Or games and movies. And this game doesn't do it.
Very few movies can do it well too.
If you take apart the flashbacks and you rearrange them in chronological order, maybe play it like that, it'd probably be 10 times better. Because, or even if you rearrange it and saying like Joel dies at the end of the game, saying that like Joel and Ellie, or Abby and Ellie, say like have like a dynamic, they meet, because the two factions are not necessarily hostile. Well, Abby's is more hostile than Ellie's. But imagine if they had met and Abby's current faction. Hold on, I had a note here.
Don't worry. Any long pauses, I just edit out anyway. Just like I edit out all the Colton squeaks.
It makes us sound smart
and fast and quippy.
Yeah, quick wit.
I lost my train of thought. So you have Abby and Ellie meet. They go through the same adventure. Like have like a dynamic. Similar to Joel and Ellie from the first game. And then as it progresses, she finds out who Joel is. And then it creates a dynamic, a dilemma where, what does Abby do? Because the entire game, the game portrays Abby as someone who cares for people who help her. And she does this, but the biggest flaw is that, you guys probably haven't seen it, but leading right before Joel's death,
he helps her.
Joel saves Abby. Saves Abby's life, and within like 2 minutes, she's shotgunning him in the back and beating him with a golf club.
So you have this character that's just not only is unlikable, and their character arc doesn't really follow through or make a lot of sense, but she betrays someone, and not just anyone, someone who was an integral part of the first game that people grew to love. Like people like Joel as a character.
Which I don't think killing him was bad. I just think the way they went about it wasn't great.
Yeah, like like Robert said, if they had the dynamic with Abby and Ellie, and then at the end they decide to kill Joel, it'd be like a whoa moment. It'd be like, oh, geez, like whoa. There's all this stuff built up to it.
Or if this whole time, because the reason she kills him is he killed her dad or her family or whatever. If she would have pretended to be a friend, and then, like, halfway through the game, changed, could have been interesting. But to have it right off the bat was just...
Yeah, there's no build-up.
It would have been really interesting because, like, say, like, Abby didn't know how affiliated Ellie was with Joel until, like, an integral moment. That's the biggest crux with this game is characters don't make sense. They don't develop correctly. Like, they kind of reverse, and then they kind of, like, go all over the place. Like they're not coherent.
Maybe it seems like maybe there was like a conflict of interest at the writers' studio. I don't know exactly what happened, but something went a little bit off during the writing.
It's obviously characters because like the characters being out of like Joel, for instance, like probably watched or played the first game, but Joel was a very calculated person. That was his character trait. This game actually like some moments it has really good character traits because. In the flashbacks with Joel, whenever Joel goes into a zombie infested area, he always tells Ellie, watch every corner, don't just jump in, all this. And like when you play as Ellie, when Joel's dead, She literally just jumps and leaps into places and always gets into trouble. This never happens with Joel. Joel is a very calculated, careful person. And
Ellie's more reckless.
The confrontation with Abby, these dudes, Joel's not the one who admits his name, but it's his brother. But his brother's literally the same way. The two survived in the same situations. They use the same tactics. And Tommy just gives away Joel's name, or where they come from, how much fucking supplies they have. Like, why would Tommy say that? Tommy's his brother, by the way.
Yeah, it was just to advance the story.
It was to advance the plot. That's all it was.
Yeah, that's
it was totally out of character, and literally an hour in the game is shit.
Yeah, that's like a telling of bad writing. Is like when you see things happen, and it's like, well, why did that happen? It's like, oh, because the plot couldn't move if that didn't happen.
But I'll blame it on 2/3 of the main writers not being there. Like, it was only Neil Druckmann, only a third of the original writers, head writers.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, like, a lot of people are shitting on him, but, like, I feel like that was a huge task to try to, you know.
Oh, yeah, to recapture the first with just him.
Yeah, because the first was, like, not necessarily lightning in a bottle, but, I mean, it was special. The first game was special.
Special ed.
All right, we're on like 37 minutes. We probably wrap up the Last of Us 2 thing so we can go to our other opinions.
We'll say they probably don't care what we think though, because this is still like
it's still one of the most selling. Isn't it the highest selling?
One of the most funded games ever. Also, like, if you like, there's an article about 2 weeks ago. If you went on Japanese eBay, it is flooded with the Last of Us 2 copies.
Yeah. So a bunch of people bought it, but they ended up just trying to get rid of it.
And it really hindered their sales outside of the US. I don't know how it's doing in the US. Outside of the US, because a lot of people were just buying it from the secondhand market.
Oh, yeah. No, here, though, it is sold.
It's selling
I think
a lot
it is
here,
the fastest selling, like, PlayStation exclusive. Like, it beat out
Spider-Man and like
Spider-Man, Final Fantasy VII. Like, it's
crazy.
Yeah, which I'd rather play those other two games than Last.
I was really hyped. It was 7 years. 7 years waiting.
Yeah, they announced it a while back too, right? Yeah.
But all right, well, Derek, you want to tell us your unpopular gaming opinion?
Yeah, I guess now we'll go kind of like round robin, and we'll take turns for a bit.
Okay.
All right. My first unpopular gaming opinion is that Super Smash Bros. Brawl is better than Melee. And I know it's going to get a lot of heat because the Melee crowd.
I knew that was going to be yours.
The Melee crowd is fierce, but let me explain myself.
I knew you were going to do this.
Robert, how does that make you feel?
As a game, all is better.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I'm in that camp.
Have you played Brawl and Melee at the same time? Like play Brawl and then go to Melee. You'll notice how mechanically different they are. Like Brawl is so
Melee's better for the EVOs
tournament
and the
circuit, yeah.
But from what it brought to the table, I feel like Brawl brought more. It was the first Super Smash Bros. Game to have third-party characters. They added the Final Smash. They added a super underrated and overlooked story mode that had a bunch of beautiful cutscenes. It was on the Wii. The Wii's amazing. And yeah, it brought more to the table.
I'm locked in a room, and I can only choose between the two. I can play. I'm going to pick Brawl if I'm by myself. It's more fun to play by yourself.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah, the single player is better.
But I would say that as a multiplayer game with friends, I had more fun. I don't know. I either had just as much fun, or just a little bit more with Brawl because
you're an item.
Well, yeah, I guess so. But I do like the Final Smashes. Something about that it's just so satisfying to pull off.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Haters, bring on your hate mail.
All right, who do you want to go, Robert, or you want me to go?
You can go ahead. I just had like a 35-minute rant.
You had a very large rant, but it's nuts. Right. I like the rant.
It's a huge thing. Can you blame me?
Yeah, it's a big deal.
My first unpopular opinion: Ocarina of Time is not the best Zelda game, and it's not even the best Zelda game on the 64.
Majora's Mask.
Majora's Mask is way better.
Baby.
I would put Link to the Past over it. I'd put Majora's Mask over it. I'd put Wind Waker over it.
Would you
Breath of the Wild was over it.
Breath of the Wild? Breath of the Wild's the only Legend of Zelda game that I've fully delved myself into, and that game's amazing.
I would put a lot. I get why it was important what it did.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Everybody gushes over it. It is not the best.
That's not like legit. Like if you wanted to play a game like that, Skyrim's better.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay for what it's like. Kiddie Skyrim. It's okay.
Yeah, it's not bad. Like
Skyrim.
I've played through it still multiple times, but it's every time I play it, I'm like, this is one of the most critically acclaimed games of all time.
Yeah.
I guess maybe I didn't play it when it like came out, so I don't get that nostalgic impact of it, because at the time, sure, it was revolutionary, but just as a pure game perspective, it's okay.
The biggest thing that sandbox games get, or open world games get, the biggest thing they have to do is try to avoid being an empty world. And
that's all
fucking empty.
Yeah. I haven't played it. I'm just agreeing.
It is. Breath of the Wild is empty, but the physics in it, I think, make up for it, and all the stupid shit you can do.
Yeah, and there's enough enemies to fight, and just how breathtaking the world is, the environment, the what do you call it, the vibe that everything gives off while you're playing it is.
That map is huge, and I really don't believe there's only like 6 towns in it.
Yeah,
I think that was the point of it, though, is you're supposed to explore the wilderness.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild.
Thing of the wilderness, though, there's hardly anything. Like after the first 3 hours, you've done everything. Like you could rate what do they call it, mob goblins or whatever they're called. There's for their treasure chest. You can fight those golems that appear out of nowhere sometimes, or those huge ass ogres, and then after a while, you're like,
delicious food.
See, I just had fun trying to find all the shrines, all the Korok seeds. Like, I took it as a slow game. I wasn't rushing to like, I want to do the next fight. I want to do this. I was just like, I'm just gonna get lost.
But Colton, would you put Ocarina of Time over Link's crossbow training for the Wii?
No.
You would?
Skyward Sword?
That's the one that I've seen a lot of hate for.
It's not that bad. Ocarina of Time's better than that, but it's not that bad. People hate on it too much.
Let's go back to Majora's Mask, though. Like, back then, games that made me shit my pants, I didn't like. But as I got older, games that made me shit my pants are probably my favorite games now.
Oh, yeah. Because it adds just an element of, like, urgentness to it.
Yeah. What was that, Robert?
But what's the game that just got announced for a new version of it? Demon's Souls.
Yeah, the one you're most excited about.
I'm excited for it.
Y'all took us out Demon's Souls all day.
I was 13 when the original Demon's Souls came out, and there's this area in the game called Tower of Latria, and it is literally probably the scariest video game area I've ever explored. Like, it's a tower prison, and there's the guards. The ones that scare me the most are the prisoners. They moan and scream every so often, and they scream right next to you.
Yes.
I don't know. That
stuff like that's just unnerving.
I don't know. That sounds kind of hot.
It is one of the best gaming experiences I've ever had back then, and I can't wait for the remake.
I'm excited.
Would you put Ocarina of Time over Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks for the DS?
See, I miss the DS games. I can't honestly say on that.
Now it became kind of a meme because that's the one with your Link and you're on a train.
Yeah, I want to play it though. I just download an emulator.
I only played the console games. I haven't played any of the sideline games.
I played the Game Boy Color ones and the Minish Cap, and then I played the A Link Between Worlds.
I heard that one was really good.
That one's really good.
I've played Breath of the Wild and a bit of Link's Awakening, the remaster. I need to play more of it, but Breath of the Wild is the one I've sink the most hours into. It's fun. A good game.
You want to do a Zelda game growing up? Zelda fan growing up? Eric?
No, not. I just I was PlayStation 2 for most of my life, And then when I got the Wii, I didn't get to play Twilight Princess.
You have a GameCube?
I had it right at the end of its. I think I got a GameCube in 2009 for $30.
I was the opposite. I got the PS2 at the end of its life cycle, and like, I remember it pretty infuriating because I bought the PlayStation 2 with my own money. Like a month later, the PlayStation 3 came out, and I was like,
"Son of a."
At least you had the backlog of it, though. There's so many games on
so many
it.
PS2 games.
Yeah, if you go to the PS2, I'm not saying to go and download anything illegally, but you go get the ROMs online. Like it's a ginormous library.
So much. I know, yeah, because I have a ginormous PS2 library at my house, and I'm sure that's not even a fraction of the games.
Oh yeah, it's huge. But y'all want to move on to Robert's next one?
What's your next unpopular opinion?
Let's talk about sex scenes in video games.
Sex scenes in video games?
Scenes.
Huh.
They good? They bad? You think they should be in there? How censored do you think they should be?
I think I have no problem with it. If I don't like it, I just won't play it, but I don't think they should be cut out just because people are like, my children play this.
I think there needs to be more hardcore BDSM scenes in video games. There's not enough representation.
I agree. I could get behind this.
Yeah. Or you could get behind, or you could get someone else could get behind you.
VR BDSM experience?
Oh, Iron Man
Let's
VR?
petition it.
What is your opinion on sex scenes in games, Robert?
So I don't mean to go back to it, but The Last of Us 2 had one too, and if you've heard about it, it's really bad.
Yeah, I've heard it was really awkward.
I haven't really.
You can go watch the video after this. There's literally no sexual tension leading up to it. Like it just happens.
Who's having sex in the game?
Abby?
Ellie and who? And her girlfriend? Or?
No. Oh, Ellie and her, but it's really off screen. It's implied. The actual sex scene is between Abby and her ex-boyfriend, I think. And it was really bad. It wasn't uncensored, so you saw her titties. So A+.
This game is amazing.
Made it doubly awkward. Well, no, I don't mean to sound harsh, but she looks like a man. Anyway, I think that's a bad way to use sex scenes. Just to have sex. It's like in the realm of. Have you heard of Verdeye Retribution?
Oh, that motorcycle game, right?
Yeah. There's like sex scenes in that game. Like it literally just happen.
Yeah, I've seen the clips where they look like lifeless dolls just kind of jumping against
It's
each other.
like on that level.
Yeah.
Like I categorize that as bad sex scenes.
Mm-hmm. What's like an example of a good sex scene in a game?
The ones that are like implied. Can't really think of one, but I can think of the third version. Well, the third version is fun sex scenes.
Oh,
okay.
Like God of War?
God of War, yes, exactly like that. And they're mini games, sex mini games.
Yeah.
I'm curious to think about your thoughts about those. Did you like those? God of War 4 obviously didn't have one for obvious reasons. But,
I think it could have. Stepdad, what are you doing?
He's like, boy, I need you to go in the corner and close your eyes.
We can hope for God of War 5. Maybe Loki will be grown up, following his daddy's footsteps.
It'll be Tom Hiddleston's Loki and
Freya kind of hot though. You seen Freya in that game?
No, I recently just got the new God of War because it was like $10, and I need to play it. All right, it's my turn again. It's me. All right, hold on a second. I have to get him. Okay, so with like the Game Grumps and Pro Jared, there's like I know they're not the only ones, but there's a bunch of people that for some reason recently have just been crapping all over like every single Sonic game, like all of them. So my unpopular opinion is that the Sonic Adventure games aren't bad. In fact, most Sonic games aren't bad. There is bad Sonic games, but I don't think most of them are bad.
There's the Dark Age of Sonic.
Yeah.
With like Shadow the Hedgehog to like maybe like maybe
Sonic 06.
When Generations came out, like that period was kind of a rough spot. But I'm in the same autistic camp as you. Yeah. I love Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah,
Sonic Adventure 1's also great.
Yeah, I mean, there's parts like Sonic Adventure 1 has the cat fishing sections, and those suck. But I feel like the rest of the game isn't bad. And Sonic Adventure 2, I don't think there's a part that's like especially that bad.
Masterpiece. That game is a masterpiece.
Exactly. What do you think, Robert?
So this is a huge topic that me and Derek have been discussing for years.
Oh
now.
yeah, that is.
Years. And honestly, he knows this, but I'm a fan more. I like Sonic Heroes more than the adventure games.
And it's okay to know that you're wrong.
Yeah, I had Heroes as well, and I enjoyed it, but
Heroes is fun.
Sonic Adventure 2.
Heroes is fun.
Is probably one of the most fun platformers ever played, behind Super Mario Sunshine, which I think is the best Mario game, by the way.
That was going to be my unpopular opinion. It is the best 3D Mario game.
Okay.
Oh, I really hate that a lot of people say it's the worst. It is not. Are you kidding?
It is hands down the fun. The location's amazing. The music choice in it is great. The platforming itself is fun. The introduction of Flood was a great mechanic that I really hope that the rumors that it's getting remastered on the Switch is true.
That'd be really
because
cool.
I will shit my pants in excitement.
Okay, I did not get to go 100% full autism on the Sonic games, so I'm going to back it up a little bit, and I'm going to keep going.
I will completely go with you.
Let me say, because the Sonic Adventure games, Sonic Adventure 1, it had its flaws, but it's an old game. So
it's old.
Sonic,
and it was the first 3D Sonic game.
Yeah.
Cut a little slack. Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic and Shadow sections are probably some of the best Sonic levels to ever exist.
Yeah, they're probably the best speed sections ever.
And the music!
The music is fantastic.
The Chow rating.
Chow Garden is also arguably better than like 70% of the game, if I'm being honest. But the reason why I think Sonic Adventure 2 gets a lot of shit nowadays is because of those sections that are not the Chow Garden, that are not Sonic, that are not Shadow.
Yeah. Well, I do have fun with...
You really have fun with the Tails sections?
Maybe not exactly the shootings. I do have fun with the emerald hunting, as long as it's not that giant space level. That level can suck it. But Pumpkin Hill, dude?
Dude, the Pumpkin Hill rap!
The Pumpkin Hill. Case closed. Pumpkin
Hill. That level only good because of the music. Let's be real. The reason why I don't think those levels work, because that game wasn't really built to work on vertically, like gameplay.
It was built for speed.
And there's a lot of climbing in that, like, and slowing down. And like, if you notice, Knuckles and Rogue, they move really quickly, like Sonic speed.
Yeah, they do run.
But wait, guys. There's climbing. You can climb almost anything. Breath of the Wild, you can climb almost anything. Did Breath of the Wild rip off Sonic Adventure 2?
But hey, it's just a theory. A game theory.
Opinion, Matt Pat.
But like, okay, like Shadow the Hedgehog, bad game. I'll admit that. Kind of fun, kind of cringy.
Oh, I still have a blast playing it, but yeah, it's not good.
It's bad.
I can't lie, it's really fun to play.
It's stupid.
No, it's not a good Sonic game, but I fucking love it. Like, Shadow's holding this big ass gun, dude. It looks
just gunning people down.
And a lot of people crap on Sonic Riders, but now that I think about it, I think both of them were kind of fun.
I would say they're very average games. They're not great, but they're not great, bad.
But I had fun with them.
I think they're bad. I'm being honest. I think they're horrible games.
I
get it.
The air system kind of sucked, yeah.
They kind of fixed it in the second one, but like damage done. Oh.
And then people like Sonic Unleashed, I think, is genuinely a good game.
I played it.
I have not played that one, actually.
The warehouse segments are kind of like God of War for babies and kind of monotonous a little bit. But the daytime segments are like, they're beautiful. And Generations was great. Generations great. I will not.
Generations is good.
Yeah, I will not accept any other opinion. Generations was great.
So have you guys played the original Sonics?
Oh yeah,
of course. And a lot of those are really good too. But it's like it's the opinion because like right now it's popular to crap on Sonic games for some reason, and I feel like a lot of that was like if you ever listen to like the modern Game Grumps. Like, they crap on Sonic all the time for, like, no reason.
They crap on everything, though, that they're not paid to like.
Yeah.
Although there was an episode where Aaron straight up admits that he was at some party and he sang one of the Sonic Adventure 2 songs with the people, and he's like, I know I say I hate it, but I'm actually a Sonic fanboy at heart.
I've seen that clip. He really loves Sonic, but it's just that attitude that he portrayed that got into a lot of people, like that a lot of people also portray. It's like, oh, Sonic sucks.
No, Sonic's great.
Yeah. All right. I think I went full autismo enough, but
I keep telling my girlfriend that her dog we joke is autistic. I told her I'm gonna buy him a Sonic the Hedgehog outfit.
Something about Sonic and autism just goes well together.
It really does.
And I keep hearing rumors of Sonic Adventure 3, which I would die of happy. I wouldn't even get to play because I would die if it happened.
I want it to come to Switch so I could take it where. What if they just port Sonic Adventure 2 to the Switch?
That would be pretty awesome, actually.
No, they have not.
That's
I would buy it again.
You know, ported that everything imaginable already. I'm surprised it's not like on smart fridges already.
I've bought that game. I've bought that game on I bought it on GameCube. I bought it on PC. I bought it on my 360.
I bought it on my smart fridge. Yo, play Sonic Heroes on my smart fridge.
Yeah.
All right, Colton, what's your next one? It was the.
Oh yeah, the Mario one. That one is already taken though, so I'm gonna go and say, I think the Fallout games are overrated.
Ooh, spicy.
I've tried 3 New Vegas and 4, and I just couldn't get into them.
The thing is 1 and 2 are vastly different. Onward, and if you talk to a bunch of Fallout elitists, they'll tell you that 3 and onward don't exist.
Wow.
And
they just don't exist. They're figments.
I think they have some grounds to say that because 1 and 2 are so much different, and Fallout 3 just kind of like took the name because I don't think they actually developed the first 2. I think it was someone else. So I understand why they're saying that. And 1 and 2 are pretty good games. Not like groundbreaking. A lot of people like to say they're amazing games, but Fallout as a whole is just a really overrated series to me. I completely agree with you.
Yeah, it's just like I've tried playing it because I've had people tell me how fun it is, and I'll play. I've bought 3 of them. Like I said, I had 3 New Vegas and 4, and I'd play each one for about 3-4 hours, and I'm just like I just don't feel it. Like I don't know what it is about it. It just does not click with me.
I think it finally came crashing down like with 76 because everyone can agree that was a disappointment.
You know, I feel like I'm the type though that I would play it and that would be my favorite one.
You hipster. You Fallout hipster. You disgust me.
Yeah, my new gaming opinion. Fallout 76 is the best Fallout. Fight me.
I think it just comes down to mechanics because Derek, have you played Fallout?
I've never played a Fallout game, so I don't really know a lot about the series.
It's a weird mix. It's like it wants to be a survival game, but it also wants to be an RPG, and it also wants to be like 5 other kinds of games, like a shooter, and like it doesn't work. It doesn't work to me. It's too many mishmashes of too many genres, and you know it just falls flat to me. I've never been able to get into one either. Like the farthest I've gotten is Vegas. That one was okay, but I didn't finish it.
Yeah,
I'm glad I'm not the only one then.
That seems to be the favorite among the Fallout fans is New Vegas. A lot of people
like
New Vegas.
Pretty good, but I can never finish them because I just get bored out of my mind with the gameplay.
I'll have to. I have Steam and I'll play on PC every now and again, so I'll have to try them out. But all right,
Derek, you want to hit us with another one?
I think it's Robert's turn. Robert, did you have another?
Oh, is it Robert? Okay, my bad.
Oh, actually have one, but I'm gonna, since I stole your Mario one, let's do like a quick little fun thing and like let's rank the Mario games real quick.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we going all Mario games or just 3D Mario games?
Like, let's go bottom tier first and then make our way up.
Okay, so bottom tier is Super Mario Galaxy. No, I was kidding. What would be bottom tier?
I think personally, I think a lot of people would hate me for saying this, but I think one of the most boring Mario games I've ever played is probably Super Mario Bros. 3.
Oh, wow. A lot of people will hate you for that.
Yeah, that would be a pretty...
That's an unpopular opinion.
I do not like Super Mario Bros. 3. And I only slightly like Super Mario Bros. 2 a little more. I know that's the one a lot of people don't like.
Which one, though? The actual Super Mario Bros. 2 or the one that's like Doki Doki Panic, but Super Mario Bros. 2?
I don't know. I didn't even know there was 2 versions.
Yeah, well, because here in America it was called Super Mario Brothers 2, but it was a completely different style. It's one where you jump on the people and pick them up.
Yeah, it was a reskin of a game called Doki Doki Panic, and
Had like the squiggly line art.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So that's what I'm talking about. I don't really like that game either. It's not even a Mario game originally.
No, it was
the original Super Mario Brothers 2. The Japanese decided that it was too hard for American audiences and just released Doki Doki Panic reskinned.
Yeah, and Super Mario Brothers 2 only got released with the Super Mario All Stars. It was called the Lost Levels. And that was when we got to play the actual Super Mario Brothers 2.
Japanese thought were really stupid.
Yeah,
I mean they're not wrong.
They're not wrong, but yeah,
we're not elite gamers like them.
Released like a dumbed down version of Final Fantasy, and it wasn't just to us. Like the first Final Fantasy game that Europe got was like called Final Fantasy Legends or something like that. It was a dumbed down version of Final Fantasy. Like
that's a whole
no, I've heard that's becoming a thing now. Like everybody loved it at the time, but then realized it was like stupid, and they all hated it. But I see people now starting to like it again.
That was one of the bombest like OSTs out of any Final Fantasy. Like they like contracted like a local indie band to make the.
That's actually pretty neat.
Like, it has really good.
That's cool.
I'll have to give it a listen.
That's really good. The battle theme is so good.
So you would put Mario Brothers 2 at bottom tier, and you would put Mario Brothers 3 at bottom tier.
But like apparently that's not also your guys' opinion.
No. Let's all just go through a quick ranking, because if we try to argue it out, it'll take forever.
We could have a whole separate episode about that, honestly.
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
Ranking games.
Do you want to save this segment for another episode?
Give them a sneak peek. It's a come.
Okay.
Like
Rank.
all I know is that Odyssey's top tier.
I totally agree.
Did above Sunshine though.
I honestly have never played Sunshine, so I wouldn't know.
Sunshine is number 1. Odyssey's probably my number 2.
Odyssey's got to be up there, yeah. And what about because there's like some of them are just like new Super Mario Brothers Wii and new Super Mario Brothers this and
all those new Super Mario Bros. I'd probably put them like dead shot in the middle.
Yeah, because they're just average Mario games.
Yeah, like the level design is good and all that. It's just the art style is so boring. Like when the first one on the DS was awesome because it's like new 2D Mario game, new art style.
Yeah,
but then they just didn't change it.
Yeah, they upscaled it in HD kinda, and then it's yeah. What about the 3D Super Mario 3D Land and World? Where would those be?
The Wii U one I would put higher than the 3DS one.
Okay.
Yeah. I agree.
I can never remember which one is which.
And then Galaxy, those are 1 and 2.
A lot of people will probably say, "Oh, that's top tier, best game."
Yeah, Galaxy is
a lot of people
probably
like
my 3rd favorite.
Okay.
Galaxy 2 is probably my 4th, and then Galaxy's 5th. My 3rd favorite would probably be the original 64.
Super Mario 64. Okay, yeah, a lot of people still can return back to that game.
See, I still play it and I enjoy it, but that might be my least favorite of the 3D Marios. Like it's a good game. It would still be like top tier. It's just
has it just not aged that well for you?
Not even that. It just maybe I've overdone myself on it because I've played it so many times. I might just be burnt out on it. It might just me being bitter.
Okay.
Tried the DS version, the DS remakes.
Yeah, I was gonna.
I did.
Super Mario Brothers,
really good remakes.
Wario and Yoshi and stuff.
What do you think about the Wario World series?
I never got a chance to play them.
Just remember that they had a lot of cool things if you can link it up with your GameCube.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then there was WarioWare, which was like
WarioWare is fun as shit.
Yeah,
it's just like fast mini games, right?
Yeah.
It's in the realm of like having like stupid fun, like the original Mario parties.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I would say not even mini games. They'd be like micro games.
Yeah, they're like 3
seconds. 3 seconds at most.
It's very Japanese. It's a very Japanese concept. Like, yeah. Are we missing anything? Hotel Mario for the CDI, top tier.
Oh, that is beyond top tier. That's God tier.
That's God tier Mario.
I can't believe we didn't talk about the Zelda game for CDI.
Oh,
that's also top tier. You know what?
Unpopular gaming opinion, I've masturbated to those cutscenes.
I've came to those cutscenes.
I didn't say that.
Oh.
Missed 7 YouTube.
The
YouTube poops.
YouTube poops. Classic. Alrighty. I'll go back to my my third unpopular opinion. The Nintendo Switch store, the store on the Nintendo Switch is awful, and I feel like it's they have a lot of wasted potential when it comes to like the portability of them bringing old games, like the Virtual Console for Wii. They could do something like that on the Switch, but they're just not doing it.
I don't think that's an unpopular opinion, though.
It's just something I wanted to say, I guess.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
Yeah.
It could be so much more.
Me and Robert have had this conversation before.
My theory is that the reason why they're not porting a lot of games right now is because remember on the Wii U, they got a lot of shit because that's all they were doing.
Yeah, because the Wii U,
they were making their money on.
The Wii U had a giant Virtual Console, probably even bigger than the Wii, right?
The amount of original games to ports was pretty sad.
Yeah.
The Wii U, to be honest. I feel like they're afraid to do that, but like it makes the store very like I hardly visit the Nintendo store.
It's just a garbage.
You can't. I hate because it's so hard to actually find shit. It's not organized well.
If I go on a Nintendo store and the first thing I see is Hentai Anime Poker Night 5, something's wrong here. I am
absolutely spending my money immediately.
I can't believe those games are actually on there.
Yeah, there was an article. It's like uncensored hentai is on the on Switch store.
Oh yeah, I was just reading a thing today about it's a new shooter. It's like a shoot 'em up.
That's where with girls, yeah.
Yeah, and you have to shoot off their clothes because their clothes are infected. But the studio that made it is, I think, called like One Handed Studio or something like that. And there's a one-handed mode in the game.
Jesus.
That you can play with one hand so you can be free to jerk off.
Finally, a game for me.
Nintendo wants to break free of the family console.
And that's the way they want to do it with hentai.
Tired of it. Legit, they have like censored before they got on the Switch, they were actually anti-visual novels. They have a pretty big one on there. Obviously the H scenes are gone. They have Nicopara, which is a pretty big visual novel here in the West because I don't know, I think it's on Steam or something.
And it's on Switch?
It's on the Switch. Yeah.
So, is Mario Odyssey, going back to the earlier discussion, are we going to get a graphic full penetration Mario Peach sex scene?
Where you can play, it's an interactive, press A.
You use the you have to thrust the Joy-Con. Motion control.
And hopefully you don't get Joy-Con drift from doing that.
Can you imagine if the drift was like a mechanic? Like they know they won't like they're not gonna fix the Joy-Con. So they're like fuck you.
They just start making games around the Joy-Con drift.
And if like during the Peach and Mario sex scene, if the Joy-Con drifts, like Mario like slips out.
Whoops! Ooh!
Like jabs her in the asshole or something.
It jabs her eye. But yeah, the store is pretty bad, and they need to fix that and make it more, because they have it where there's like 100 games uploaded to the store like every like day. That's too many games.
Yeah, I would like a way to filter through it.
Yeah, just section it off or something. Do something, please. And
also, they're supplying to the indie market because they need a lot of help getting recognized.
Yeah,
it doesn't help that it's shoved in our face because nobody's gonna buy it because it's kind of like seems like bloatware and annoying.
Yeah,
even though there's some quality games, you just don't know because there's no user reviews.
They literally sold a game for $0.25 like a few weeks ago. I don't even know what it was, but
my little sister got a game that was being sold for 1 cent.
What is wrong? Like, what is wrong? Also, side note, when you sign up for Nintendo Switch Online, you get like the free NES and SNES games. I don't think that's a good substitute for an actual virtual console.
Oh no, I'm gonna take it because that's all we have, but it's not.
I think it's really lazy.
It's probably one of the shittiest perks to having a premium subscription out of the 3 consoles. I think Xbox has like that Gamer Pass, and then PlayStation has the free games every month.
Yeah.
And Nintendo just has
games. Yes, 20, 30-year-old games.
Here, play Donkey Kong Country. Shut up.
Hey, Donkey Kong Country actually do be good though. It
do be Donkey Kong Country though. All right,
Anybody else got any?
Colton, did you have any more?
Nah, I think that's mine.
Robert, did you have any more?
I've come up with 2. How many do you have left?
I have one more left, so you can say yours, then I'll say mine, then you say yours.
All right, so let's go more on the, I'm gonna say like not necessarily journalist side, but review bombing and new phenomenon that's been going on around reverse bombing.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
So, like you have like games that will get bombed, review bombed, say on sites like Metacritic, by users just to hate on the game. But then you have people who are, these are people like normal people and critics, that will purposely give it a game a 10 out of 10 just to boost its rating, even though a lot of people know the game has a lot of flaws. Like The Last of Us is pretty, like if you go on Metacritic, all the critics, like I'd say like 99% of them, or maybe 90%, are all like 100 out of 100 on Metacritic. And I know that's not true because if you go to a lot of like not necessarily professional, like amateur reviewers on YouTube, like the more well-known ones, they're giving it like 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10s, and like it makes you think what exactly is going on. If press
people trying to balance it out, but yeah, you can't trust the press anymore because
this has been going on for a while. Like gaming journalism has been on the downcline for the past like 5 years.
We're like the major publications, like the Call of Duty 9 out of 10, and then an actual good game 6 out of 10.
Yeah, like
I mean, not that Call of Duty's bad, but it's
there's whole meme like Twitter pages dedicated to like IGN rated Fortnite 9.6 out of 10, and so there's a Twitter page called Games Think IGN Thinks Are Worse Than Fortnite, and it's just all the games that were reviewed lower. It's just screenshots of games that were reviewed lower than Fortnite. like it was
pretty idiotic system. That's why I personally don't like decimal scores, because they lead to like situations like that.
Mm-hmm.
Random ass scores that they think works. The person who paid for it.
Yeah, because like the problem with IGN a lot of times is like what they say in their reviews does not equal the score. Like they'll completely rag on like, oh, this is the same repetitive game, nothing new, blah blah blah. And they'll be like,
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. And you're like, wait, what? What was I just listening to in this review?
I think the best way to get reviews now is find like a YouTube reviewer who the games that you like he likes, like go to stuff that you've already played, see what they say about it.
Yeah.
Find somebody with a similar opinion and then kind of like don't judge it solely on that, but just that way you kind of have an idea.
We only watch JonTron and that's it. He doesn't even review games anymore.
I'm okay with that though. I love JonTron.
JonTron's great. We only watch Some Call Me Johnny and that's it.
I don't watch that channel, so I'm sorry.
That's pretty big. IGN right now that's getting a lot of heat. Well, it got a heat a couple months ago, obviously, but the Pokemon Sword and Shield one, and it's this particular line that she says is quoted her, the person who wrote this. Elated surprise of not knowing what's coming is something that the series does extremely well. You manage to play it relatively unspoiled. Oh, anyone who's played Pokemon knows that line is a bunch of bullshit.
It is every game is the same.
Because every fucking game is exactly. This has Pokemon, and sometimes it has the same Pokemon.
Yeah, no, it's a surprise. It's every game's a surprise. Like in when they remade Ultra Ruby and Omega Sapphire in the dead middle of the game. There was that part where you play as a gunman going into a Pokemon Center and you just murder everyone in the Pokemon Center. That was a very
and then it cuts to when you're playing as your mom in the sex scene.
Yeah, those were very surprising and shocking moments in the game.
Yeah, based on that line alone, you can tell that this author has probably played like maybe one Pokemon game.
They've either done that or they were paid to say something good.
It's funny that particular line is not harmonize with Pokemon at all.
Yeah, no, for sure. Anyone who's played Pokemon knows that to not be true.
You know exactly what you're getting.
Yeah, unless you're playing like XD Gale of Darkness or Pokemon Snap. It's the same thing.
Play Gale of Darkness?
I know it's different. I know there's a lot of different things. I've seen like clips of it online.
GameCube Pokemon games are probably, I think they're better than the mainline games.
They're better than like Sword and Shield right now.
I think like that those Pokemon games had like a more mature tone. Like you literally,
I loved Coliseum as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really wish they'd go back to that. Like,
yeah,
make like a mature Pokemon game.
Yeah, for Sword and Shield, I thought they were going to have it like a full-fledged story, maybe some cutscenes, some dialogue, something. But then they're like,
And
no.
it was Pokemon again.
They're like, no, you want big Pokemon, right? We give you big Pokemon.
Literally just took the skill tool.
Yeah.
Just scaled it up. We're like, new mechanic. The coolest thing is like you can get like 1500 health with Blissey when you Dynamax it. It's the coolest thing out of that. That's it.
Jesus. But yeah, with gaming journal, like no one really trusts. Like Kotaku was once like the #1 gaming journalism news site, and like no one trusts Kotaku anymore.
Yeah, nobody cares anymore.
No one goes to Kotaku for news.
I remember game trailers back in the day.
Yo, GT was the freaking that was my site.
I was there every day.
Yeah, I
on that website. That was my homepage. Internet Explorer said that crap to my homepage.
Yeah, I remember Game Trailers and Screw Attack were my favorite like gaming websites.
Oh yeah, forgot they were more than just Death Battle. To be honest.
Yeah. Now, well, they have a separate page called Game Attack now.
Oh yeah.
That's where they do like their podcasts and their Let's Plays and stuff that's not Death Battle, which everyone just kind of just watches Death Battle now.
You can go into like a whole thing about Death Battle.
Yeah.
How inaccurate half of their crap is.
Unpopular gaming opinion: Death Battle's not that cool.
Can't believe. Like I love Link. It's fucking Cloud, dude.
All right, well, I'll go into my last gaming opinion so we could head into the question section. And I just want you I want you all to know that SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom is better than SpongeBob the movie game, and I will not apologize for it.
It's directly.
What's up?
Is this a direct hit to me?
I remember that you had thought that, but I know there's other people. There's other people that thought that too. There's like a lot of people.
I don't think that's a unpopular opinion though. I thought the consensus was that Battle for Bikini Bottom was the best one.
I know there's people who think the opposite.
I'm one of them. I think the SpongeBob SquarePants movie is like one of the best SpongeBob games.
I feel like Battle for Bikini Bottom is better because it's an open world, and the other one's the movie game's too linear, and the cutscenes where they just use screenshots from the movie instead of just using clips are garbage.
But to be honest with you, I haven't played the SpongeBob SquarePants movie game in probably like 10 to 15 years. Like if I went back to it, I probably wouldn't say it's the best anymore. But
no, that's what he's saying now, and he's standing by it.
He's standing by. I will die on this hill.
I still think it's the.
Alrighty. Well, I guess that's is that everybody's opinions. Anyone else have any final pieces?
I'll play Kingdom Hearts.
I like Kingdom Hearts.
Still never played Kingdom Hearts.
You need to play it, Colton.
I wanted a Kyrie and Mickey sex scene so bad that I can get.
Oh boy! Oh.
Minnie walks in halfway through
Mickey,
and then guns him down.
The Kingdom Hearts. I love Kingdom Hearts, but out of context, even in context, these games make no sense.
People have tried explaining the story to me, and I don't get it.
Robert,
and I still don't understand half the shit.
Robert, do you remember that part where Aqua's like, "Hey," and it's Aqua's talking to Mickey, and Aqua's like, "Mickey, I feel I may be going closer to the dark side," and Mickey just straight up answers with, "But you'll be okay, right?"
That's how Star Wars should have had. Anakin, you're turning to the dark side.
But you'll be okay.
But you'll be okay.
But you'll be okay, right?
You make that edit. They asked that, and then you just put Mickey there instead.
But I'll have to. I'm trying to find that clip where he says that, but I can't find it. I forget which game it's from.
I don't remember.
But yeah, that could be a whole nother podcast. But let's get into some questions. And remember, guys, if you guys want your questions answered on the podcast, you can DM me on Twitter or Instagram at HuggerDerek. Send me your question. I usually put up a little thing on Snapchat and on Twitter and on Instagram before.
And you were good because you actually did it the day before we recorded this time.
Yeah, I finally remembered to do it the day before instead of 2 hours. But yeah, we have a good significant amount of questions, so let's not dilly or dally. You guys ready?
I am.
Are these questions related to the topic, or are they just random ass questions?
Random questions.
Some of them are related, some of them are random.
Okay, let's hear them.
At goddess_moon24 on Instagram asks, what do you think about dating in 2020? We're all in relationships.
Yeah, dating's going real good for me because it's one girl going really well.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of different for me because, you know, my relationship has to do a lot with us going out. It's like, we don't have our own place. I'm still living with my parents, and so is she. So, you know, it doesn't really work in this context.
It does make it a lot harder to have just like you time.
Yeah.
You know, this is probably a good trial for people who are like this in similar situations. Like, you have to put in the effort to keep in contact, even though physical contact is pretty hard right now. You know, just keep talking to them, ask them how they're doing every day, tell them how much you feel about them.
Yeah, I mean, I had the same thing with my girlfriend. We both live with our parents, and sometimes the situation can get pretty kind of difficult, but you just got to make sure that you're always like trying your best to give attention and, you know, always being there, trying to see each other as much as you can and letting them know that, hey, I'm here and I love you and care about you.
Hey, you got to put in the effort.
Yeah, you got to put it in the butt too. What?
You put a mask on your dick, though.
You gotta make sure you put a mask on.
Can't sneeze.
That's you. Alrighty. The next question comes from at jreen49 on Instagram. He writes in, between the top shooters of the past decade, i.e. Halo, Call of Duty, Gears of War, what do you think has had a better franchise? Not put out games for money, but has had the most solid games throughout the series. That's a good question.
In just the past decade?
Yeah, like more of the modern ones.
Oh, as an evolving franchise, to be frank, I think I probably have to give it to Call of Duty.
Call of Duty or maybe Battlefield. Because Battlefield 5 was a bit of a miss, but before that had been...
I honestly haven't played a lot of FPSs, so I'm not really equipped to answer this one.
It was kind of fallen out of the limelight a little bit.
Yeah, Halo hasn't been relevant since Halo 3 to me.
Yeah, because people didn't like 4 and 5.
If I have to give one that's had a strong, a strong franchise in the last 10 years, it'd probably be Call of Duty.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It has consistently put out games that people buy a lot of.
And like the newest one was good. I liked World War II a lot. Like there have been misses, but there have been some hits as well.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would say that. Even the most haters can say that they're bad games. Like they're
just repetitive. Well. But yeah, they're not. They play well. They're fun enough to play.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Like we can also talk about this as the involvement of the companies. EA hasn't really evolved in the past 10 years. They've been the same pieces of crap.
They might have gotten worse, actually.
They're giving us Skate 4, though, so I don't care. I'll suck their dick.
But Activision, I don't know what they're plotting. I don't know if they have ulterior motives or not. But the current Call of Duty, all DLC expansions, free.
Yeah, they've gotten better as a company.
If I have to say the best shooter you can play right now is probably Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Or Fortnite.
Did you hear something, Robert?
Y'all hear some?
Knife?
Fork knife?
Yeah, the first part.
All right. I guess we'll go to the next question. At I am who am __ on Twitter asks, he says a quote, people only play Animal Crossing to pick up chicks. How many people have actually scored or gotten lucky from this game?
Well, I mean, I got my girlfriend into it, so does that count?
Do you think there's guys that like, because he said that he knows people who've done that. Do you think there's guys that go up there and be like, listen, hey, Animal Crossing.
I'm going to ask Valerie if she's had any guys try that on her.
May I please, Animal Crossing.
Let me see your village.
Let me see your village.
Show me village, please.
I'll give you my Tom Nook.
I'm not too sure about the statistics on that. But, just my personal experience. My sister is not really much of a gamer. She'll play a game here and there. She actually went out and bought a Switch for Animal Crossing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that did.
Yeah, a lot of people
hooked on it. Like she didn't play any games before this, and she's logged something like 300 hours onto it.
That's a lot of hours.
And currently with the current, COVID, a lot of people went out and bought Switches. Like, you can't buy a Switch online right now.
You can maybe get a Switch Lite, but like OG Switch, you can't get.
When I wanted to get Breath of the Wild, I went to GameStop. They're like, "Yeah, we only have digital copies." I was like, "Dang." Yeah.
I think honestly, if you wanted, maybe pick up because you can connect on the game. Maybe find if someone's playing it around you. There's a lot of girls are playing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of women that are playing Animal Crossing. So I mean, maybe.
If you let them visit your village, get them some good shit. Maybe they'll give you a little suck.
Yeah, you get to show them your wiener. Before we move on to the next question, shout out to my friend I am who I am _ on Instagram. My buddy Gabriel. He actually has a podcast going on right now.
Oh, I'll be damned.
Yeah. Let me get that.
You gonna guest on it?
He actually asked us if we want to come on, and I was like, "Yeah, let me talk to my co-host." The podcast is called The Math Club. It's a conversational comedic podcast, kind of like ours, and it's on Spotify and most places you'd find podcasts. So,
what I'm hearing is it's a competitor, so we have to shit talk it. It's horrible. Nobody listened to. Go review bomb it.
Yeah, I hear they like Friends better than Seinfeld, so. No, but go check.
A lovely podcast.
Go check out the Math Club wherever you find podcasts.
I'll give it a listen too.
Yeah. You have anything to say, Robert?
Math.
I like math.
Literally my least favorite subject. I wasn't mad at it. Fuck math, dude. I like legit hate their podcast name.
Just the Math Club.
I'm sure it's fine and all, but I hate your name.
They have a good picture. Like the picture for their podcast is my friend Gabriel at a desk with his microphone, naked, and he has a parental advisory sticker over his junk.
That dude is committed. What we got to do that, Derek?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do it. It's good.
Let's 69 and just blur it out.
Alrighty. At intro.george on Instagram asks. Yes, to 2 questions. What are your dream collaborations? I honestly would like to collaborate. There's this podcast I listen to called The Snark Tank, and it's this YouTuber Chris Raygun and some black guy, and with a friend Tom Sweeney. They have a really funny podcast, and I was heavily inspired by them to make a podcast, and they inspire a lot of my comedy. Sincere message.
Mine is just anybody rich who would give us a lot of money.
Give us some money. Will Smith.
Will Smith would be my dream collaborator.
If we get Will Smith on the podcast,
my life I would probably just commit suicide afterward because
it's not getting better than that.
No.
In the podcast.
What's up?
Your dominance.
You say you commit suicide on the podcast, like on air?
On the podcast and show your dominance.
Ooh. I don't think you can assert your dominance over Will Smith. He's Will Smith.
I don't know. How can you top committing suicide on a podcast?
I think you just not get cheated on by your wife.
Yeah, that's true. Or just being Will Smith is already a win, though.
I love that man.
Robert, I know you have a YouTube channel and you do animations and stuff like that. What's one of your top collaborators you would like to collaborate with?
Not necessarily in the animation field, but legit, I'd like to be on Good Mythical Morning one day.
Just that would be honestly, if we could, because they have a podcast right called Ear Biscuits. We get them on the show.
Yeah, it's
or their podcast. I'd love to be on either of them. The nasty food shit they do all the time. I'm legit. I'm into almost vomiting.
Yeah. Or I like when they do fast food stuff because that just sounds really fun.
I love fast food.
Yeah. I want to be on Good Mythical. I love both of those men more than life.
Life itself.
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, Good Mythical Morning's a great show. Actually, it's genuinely a wholesome, fun show.
Yeah, and they're just likable people.
They're just really nice people. You remember that? Just real quick, do you guys remember that feud they had with Steven Crowder for a bit?
About to bring that up.
I don't remember that.
There's this conservative YouTuber called well, the show's called Louder with Crowder, but Steven Crowder is the guy's name. And on one of the episodes of Good Mythical Morning, their producer Stevie, you know Stevie.
Yeah.
They had a meme like episode where they talking about memes, and they showed the Change My Mind meme. You know that meme?
Yes.
That's Steven Crowder. And she's talking about Steven Crowder. She's like, yeah, Steven Crowder, the piece of S. Piece of S. And then that sparked the whole like thing between them. Although Rhett and Link never got into it, it's mainly just Crowder and Steven.
She just laughed it off. Like they looked at the camera like all awkwardly after she made that comment, calling him
I'm sure they didn't expect it
to be a family-friendly like show.
Yeah, they're probably like, oh god, like, damn it.
Now we're in drama. And then Crowder went after them because they said they used to be Christian and now they're not Christian. They talked about on their podcast about how they got away from their faith, and then Crowder didn't like that too much. Crowder
like digged up like all this shit on them.
Yeah,
I haven't even heard about any of this about them.
Yeah,
yet he found all of it. I don't want to cross that dude. Holy shit.
Yeah, I don't agree.
So we're saying it. Huggercast official stance. Fuck you, Crowder. Come after
we want
us.
some beef. No, but yeah,
it'll boost the numbers.
It was a pretty intense beef, a little bit, like especially for someone like Good Mythical Morning, you know.
Yeah, like you don't think of them as troublesome people.
And it wasn't even their fault. It was their producer.
She didn't get anything.
Yeah,
but he gave her shit about it.
Did anyone give her like crap about it?
They called her out, but nothing happened.
Yeah,
nothing came out of it.
I would have liked to see Good Mythical Morning on Louder with Crowder to talk about it, but
he invited him.
Live boxing match.
Oh, live kissing match.
It's gonna end up in a draw.
But the second question that George sent, what is one YouTuber you'd like to meet? Which I guess kind of falls in the first one. I would like to meet Good Mythical Morning, Red Link.
I want to meet Oni.
Yeah, Oni sounds like Oni.
No, Psychic Pebbles.
Yeah,
I want to meet Psychic Pebbles
Oni
more.
Or Psychic Pebble. I would love to meet John Tron as well. What about you, Robert?
Yeah.
Joji before he became Joji.
When
he was Filthy Frank.
Yeah. I'd still like to meet Joji. He seems like it'd be cool.
I guess.
I used to really want to meet H3H3, but now there's too much drama surrounding that.
Really? What's going on with him?
You didn't hear about all that stuff? Like, it was the whole drama between him and Keemstar, and him and that other guy, Some Ordinary Gamer. Everyone's digging up everything on everybody.
I want to meet the irate gamer.
God, that's some old YouTube drama.
He's coming back.
Yeah,
did you see that? He and the AVGN are collaborating.
Yeah, and his recent videos get a sizable amount of views. 2020 sure is a weird year.
It really freaking is.
Alrighty. Next question. At Matt Garcia _32 on Instagram writes in, aside from making content, how have you kept yourself occupied? I guess this is more for me because I'm out of work right now. Looking for jobs.
It's a good use of your time.
Yeah, looking for jobs and making content.
Cool.
Yeah.
You want us to help you out? This answer, maybe. And then about all this stuff.
Yeah, sure. What are you guys doing?
Working. Not to rub it in.
Having a job, being employed.
I hate it.
What about you, Robert?
There's actually a coronavirus scare at my job.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, where do you work?
I work at a graphic shop.
Oh.
And, I got sent home. They're only keeping like 2, 3 maybe guys there, but most of the staff isn't there anymore. I got sent home. Oh yeah, I just been extra time to work on school, workout.
Yeah, yeah. I've been I started working out last week, and I'm keeping to it.
That's good.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's something you're doing to keep pass time then too. You start working out.
I'm getting swole.
Gonna be the Swolecast soon.
The Swolercast. All right. Next question at It's Ma D on Twitter. My lovely girlfriend that I love very much. She didn't send a question. She just sent the sentence, Fortnite is overrated. Apex is for adults, as in the big boys.
I agree with that.
Yeah, not a whole lot to argue there. Robert?
I guess. Everyone's kind of boring right now, though. Boring for like a couple months already.
Yeah, the Battle Royale thing's kind of played out for me.
I'm kind of glad it's dying out.
Most fun, I know a lot of people don't like it, but like the most fun I had with it when it was first got really big was with PUBG, and I had a lot of fun with PUBG. But the clones after that didn't really suck me in.
Have you guys played? Was the Call of Duty's Royale Blackout?
Zone? Yeah, it's called Warzone.
It's okay.
Is it good?
It's fine.
It's a Battle Royale.
It's the same shit over and over again. I mean, it takes a little bit of different, like, mechanic wise, but it's still the same shit at the end of the day.
Yeah, but has Travis Scott done a concert in Warzone? I don't think so.
Yeah, Fortnite's the best. Your girlfriend's wrong. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
We got epically pwned.
Yeah. Ding dong, your opinion is wrong. At It's That Guy Kyle on Twitter writes in. He says, I'm late. What are your opinions on tacos? Do you prefer flour or corn? And be honest, why do you prefer flour? I guess he kind of guessed I prefer flour.
Flour for breakfast tacos, corn for like not breakfast tacos.
Flour for everything.
I'd be the outlier and say I prefer a hard shell.
Okay.
Hard shell taco, pretty good.
What have you ever tried like a breakfast taco in a hard shell?
I have not tried that. That doesn't sound very appetizing though.
Bacon and egg in a hard shell. Bet.
Huh.
Right.
Huh.
We gotta check that out. What on our food episode?
Oh yeah. We're we gotta plan that out sometime.
Yeah.
A few episodes away.
Probably, yeah. But yeah, I prefer flour in most situations. Hard shell's good. Corn is good. Do you guys enjoy the mini tacos like you get from trucks?
I love them,
especially ones you get from trucks.
Yeah,
that is A1.
I tried lengua from one of those trucks and it was so good. So good.
I'm hungry now. Damn it.
I feel like I could get a little snacky. Let's see here. What do we got? At OMG_Selena on Twitter writes in, who do you think would win for president between Trump or Kanye? If Kanye wins, do you think it would be a positive change or worse?
I said like last week, I would pray that if Kanye won, that he would just listen to what his advisor said and like hired good people.
Yeah,
but it's gonna be a shit show either way.
The thing is, I was reading or I was watching a video. They were talking about like
he's come out as like very conservative.
Yeah, he
in
gives
a lot of his
statements.
things.
So he's very pro-life. He's very pro putting religion in everything in the way we run our country.
Yeah.
Which
so I love you, Kanye, but get out of politics.
I was gonna be like, oh, vote for Kanye. That'd be kind of cool, but maybe not.
Yeah, the more I'm learning about it, the more it's like,
What do you think, Robert?
Like with the current racial situations going on right now, I think he'd probably win.
Yeah,
for being honest,
people would.
I can see that
another black man in office. Yeah.
Hey, imagine people shame don't tell people who you vote for. Like, imagine people shaming people for not voting for Kanye. I imagine it'd be a very real thing going on.
Wow, you didn't vote for Kanye? I didn't know I was friends with a Nazi.
Exactly. I feel like that's what would happen with current racial tensions.
Yeah.
I feel like probably would.
Oh, wait. Speaking of racial tensions, can I ask one of the two questions I have, Derek?
Okay, yeah. If you want to jump in with one of yours.
This one comes from my lovely girlfriend, Kaylee. What are y'all's guys' views on the uprising of the white nationalist furry movement?
Is that a thing?
Apparently, it is a thing. There's alt-right furries.
I've seen pictures of Nazi furries. Actually, yeah.
That is an actual thing going on.
I didn't know such powers could combine.
Listen, the thing about
see, that's alt-right furries. Like, what the fuck?
Listen, if you wanna dress like an animal, that's fine. But we have the right to hunt you. And I think
as soon as you put on the persona, you are an animal, and we can gun you down.
And now that we have alt-right furries, that we might need more of an excuse now. The internet's a weird place.
That is an understatement. That is understatement of the year, bud.
The alt-right furry movement. How would we take that down? Ooh.
Do we just have to out ooh them?
Ooh.
Or we got to make it seem?
I think they praise like. I think they have like a Bible. You think they praise like Zootopia or something?
Well, no, Zootopia is a very liberal story, so probably not.
We got to get them over. We got to get the furry community overrun with far left people to kick them out.
Do you think
we need the Antifa furries to come out?
Antifurries? See, it's already got a good name.
It's already better than the alt-right furries.
Jesus. Do you think they gave Hitler like a persona? Like they've drawn it? What would Hitler's persona be? What animal would he be?
A weasel.
Ooh, I can see that. I was thinking more of like a groundhog. I don't know why.
I'm gonna look up persona Hitler after this.
He looks like a coyote.
Oh, okay. Like a coyote Hitler. I can see that.
He legit looks like a shitty like San Antonio Spurs coyote.
That's right. Beautiful. I love that.
As you can see, she's my girlfriend.
That's a great question. I like that. Tell Callie I said thanks.
Absolutely.
At dmand17 on Twitter asks, if you had to own one type of exotic animal, what would it be?
A sloth.
Animals will be provided proper food and shelter, no cost to you. What animal?
A sloth.
You choose sloth? Okay.
I want a sloth.
Ooh, all right. I'm trying to think what exotic animal would I want.
You think you can ride a giraffe as like a war mount?
I'm sure you. I think some people do in some countries. I'm sure you can.
I want a giraffe.
You
imagine dude showing up on a fucking giraffe?
That's like, the most terrifying shit.
The war would be over like as soon as the giraffe riders come.
Like, tape ARs to both sides of his neck.
He's legit just a long horse. Like, you have these normal dudes on horses, and you show up with your long horse.
That long.
They all bow to you.
Ooh. I guess maybe like a white tiger.
White tiger would be cool.
Yeah, they just
going
look
back
nice.
to the alt-right furries.
Yep, yep. A white supremacist tiger.
Question said they provided food, but like when they show up to your house with your tiger, you're gonna be like, "Where's the food?" It's like, "You're the food.
You're the food. I am the food," and then I die.
This sounds like a win-win situation.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. That sounds great. At Black_Texan on Twitter asks, he says two things. He says, one, my unpopular opinion is that Tony Hawk Project 8 is not that bad of a game. What do you think?
I agree.
Yeah. I guess it's not as... I played a little bit of it. Not as good as the Pro Skater or Underground, but...
Oh, no. But it's not bad. I still had... I'm biased, though. I love any skateboarding game.
Have you played it, Robert?
So, like, I've only played... I think it's Pro Skater Underground 4 on the GameCube. I don't know how well that's ranked within the games.
Pro Skater 4 is considered...
Good.
Considered good, yeah.
It's good, yeah.
I remember really loving that game, though, as a kid.
It's fun. That's the one that has Express Yourself by NWA on the soundtrack.
Had Iron Maiden, you could play as Eddie. It's any Tony Hawk game up to American Wasteland I love, and then even Project 8 and Proving Ground, like, I like.
Yeah. It's when it starts getting bad is like Tony Hawk's Downhill Jam for the Wii.
Yeah, or then it went to Ride and Shred.
Oh god, with that terrible motion control thing.
Yeah, that was a travesty. And then I was a loser enough that I bought
Pro Skater 5.
I did.
Shameful.
I needed my fix.
At least we're getting the remakes of Pro Skater 1 and 2 coming out. Robert, are you
Yes.
excited for those, Robert?
Yeah, what are they're going to be for Switch?
For everything, I think.
Not Switch,
Not
but it'll be
Switch?
PC, PS4, and Xbox.
Oh, that'd be cool to play it on the go, though.
I'm hoping that it comes a little later.
Yeah.
Like I could see it coming to the others first, and then like 6 months later coming to the Switch.
And he also writes in the best sports games are NBA Streets, NFL Street 1 through 3, and NBA Ballers.
I agree. I love the over the top stuff.
Yeah, a lot of NBA's the street games were awesome. Did you ever play those, Robert?
Yes. Specifically Volume 2. It's probably one of the best basketball games.
It really is. That and like NBA Jam, like those old arcadey like
because sometimes like I do occasionally, like I'll play sports games. Sometimes it's fun, but you want to win and you want to dominate, and you feel so much cooler when you're doing like backflips and shit.
Yeah. And I remember we had a conversation a few years back, Colton, with another friend of ours about NBA Ballers Phenom. The Robert, have you played this game?
No, what is it?
It is an open world sandbox basketball game where you run through like the world. You're your dude, your character. You have a basketball. You're walking around. You're challenging people. You're playing mini games. It's a great game.
You know, though, I happen to own the greatest sports game ever made.
Are you gonna talk about the college black football experience?
The black college football experience, baby.
Oh.
I don't know how that game got made.
I don't know how that game didn't get 3 sequels.
I love it, but like, who thought that was a good idea? What businessman was like, we need to appeal to the urban market? Black college football, my God!
It's like releasing like Mexican soccer, you know?
Yeah, like.
You have any?
Speaking about sports games, real quick, you guys hear about the NBA 2K21 Mamba Forever Edition?
Yep.
No, what's happening there?
It's basically Xbox's main gimmick is what they're trying to do is
you buy a game once and you can play it on any system.
The other console, right?
Okay.
Well, some companies are okay with this. Like I heard CD Projekt Red is going to do this. If you buy it on one console, you get it on the other.
Unlike,
companies.
Like, what do you mean? Like you buy it for Xbox Series
you
X?
buy the Xbox One version, you automatically get the Xbox Series X version.
Oh, okay, that's actually kind of cool.
Very
That's yeah.
But other companies, like the ones who make NBA 2K21, I think they're called Gearbox. They decided to release a special edition that gets you both versions. And a lot of people think it's despicable because of the name. Specifically, that they're using Kobe's name to try and sell copies.
Oh,
and it's
$100.
$100.
Yeah, because Kobe's gonna be on the cover already, right?
Only of the Mamba edition.
Real? I thought I read that he was just on the cover. I guess I missed that.
His name. Sell that specific copy.
That's kind of messed up because the man's
It's
dead.
really.
Jesus.
It's really screwed up.
That's so messed up. I didn't even know that was happening.
Yeah, and they're charging you if you want both versions. Like you technically get it at a discounted price because you're getting 2 for $100 instead of whatever it would be. But they said screw smart delivery. Like you gotta pay to upgrade.
You gotta pay to get, but that sucks. And then they're using Kobe's name to sell this, like,
because they know collectors and fans of the sport will buy it just because.
Yeah, because it's Kobe and it's probably gonna become a collector's item. Wow, what
shitty business tactics.
Yeah, I was like, what a garbage business practice. I think I have one more question from Twitter here.
Okay.
At ZTCBITW on Twitter asks, what's your opinion on Wayfair, and do you believe it's true, and do you believe there's a celebrity pedophile ring? Jeez.
Oh, that shit was weird.
Yeah. Robert, did you hear about this? You've heard about the Wayfair thing?
Wayfair. No.
It was they're
a furniture company?
Yeah, furniture company, and what they had been doing was selling on their website would have like listed as like one available, and it would be like $15,000 for like a dresser. But the name of the dresser would be it ended up being names of kids who had gone missing, and people are thinking they were using it for trafficking, and then they're just like, "Oh, just glitch in the system. That wasn't meant to happen. Sorry."
I don't know about that, but I mean, it's a really big company that has a lot of money, and I feel like that could be a thing that's happening.
I could, with as crazy as 2020 has been,
I could see it.
I could see it.
Yeah, and it's just crazy.
People are shitty.
He actually sent a question last week. I'll answer it real quick because we never got to.
Okay.
Too late. Do you think we're close to World War III? And if so, who do you think will start it and why? If anyone starts, it's probably gonna be North Korea.
The alt-right furries.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
The alt-right furries are gonna team with North Korea.
Kim Jong-un and the alt-right furries.
I don't know, dude.
I'd listen to that band.
Do you think China's gonna start it, Robert?
Yeah.
They already sent over their coronavirus.
Well, Bill Gates is actually starting it, guys.
Actually, it's the 5G.
5G.
Mind control.
It's the 5G mind control. They turned the freaking frogs gay.
I pray that we're not getting close.
Robert, you think you think China will start it? Why do you think they'll start it?
Okay, so you have. Oh, first of all, they're being really deceptive right now. You don't even know their actual numbers of how many people have died and been infected by coronavirus. Like they're like substantially lower than us, and like you can't buy that. You cannot buy that. Like, their population is like what, 3 times the size of ours, or even bigger than that.
Yeah, I think bigger than that.
That's being generous.
No way. And like, yeah, that's the main reason. I think they're just being incredibly deceptive in everything they're doing right now.
Yeah, it's very totalitarian, authoritarian government. So
let's be real. North Korea is just reporting on everything they're doing. Like if they really wanted to start a World War III, they wouldn't be telling the whole entire world that they have all these fucking nukes.
Yeah,
I think that homeboy Kim Jong-un was just really overconfident though.
Yeah,
like he was like, "I'm the man," and I will.
Well, they're still doing it right now.
Yeah, that's true.
They're still flexing,
even though he died. No, he's not.
But was resurrected.
Remember that? Remember everyone was afraid because like his sister's apparently a lot more.
Oh yeah, but then there was also like people simping for his sister because they said she was hot. Yeah. I hate the internet, man.
A huge step up from her brother though.
I think they should have invited what's his name, the basketball
Dennis
player?
Rodman.
Yeah, Dennis Rodman.
I want Dennis Rodman to lead North Korea.
I wanted Dennis Rodman to like have sex with his sister and like they could get in a relationship.
Nice.
Giant black man, little petite Asian woman.
Sounds like something I'd search up.
I've seen some videos like that.
You can search for that. There's a lot of it.
There's a lot of that.
I've heard apparently a lot of the Japanese porn directors, they actually pay for black American porn stars to come over here. Fuck their little Asian porn stars. Like it's legit a big thing that happens.
I could see it. It's a big genre.
A lot of people are into it over there.
When I was in high school, that was my most searched thing because I just had a fascination for Asian women in high school. You remember, Colton?
I remember very well.
Yeah, and that was what I would search because I'd be like, I'm the black guy.
You and Samuel both had that thing for Asians.
Samuel was a different story altogether. Colton, you have one last question, right?
Yeah, this is from number 1 podcast fan Jacob.
Yes.
Would you rather go back to your 5-year-old self with all the knowledge that you've learned up to this point, or would you rather stay this age but get all the knowledge that you're going to learn as you live your life?
Ooh.
See, that was a tough one to me.
Some part of it's leaning towards like going back to 5-year-old self.
See, I think I'm the opposite. I'm happy enough with where I am now that I wouldn't want to change anything, but I would like to know what's going to happen to me in the future.
That's true.
It comes down to fate. Like, can you change your fate if you know what's going to happen to you?
That is true.
Yeah,
you change it. If you know what's going to happen to you up to this point and go back to 5, you can fix everything you fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Would you
Just do it differently.
Is everything set in stone, or is it like, are you able?
Yeah, that's my question with the future one.
Yeah.
Like, is it set in stone? Can I change what's going to happen to me?
If it says I'm supposed to get hit by a car, will I still get hit by a car?
Then shit, you're fucking depressed because you're gonna get fucking hit by a car.
Yeah, but I think I would want to know. I think that's what I would go with.
I think I would do the 5-year-old thing because I'd be like, yeah, that sounds like it'd be cool to really.
Both are interesting. I'd probably go with the 5-year-old as well.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see like what I would do.
Nah, I'd fuck my life up somehow. I know.
You'd make it worse. Like you'd accidentally kill somebody.
I would do something that at the time I'd be like, yeah, I know this is great. Like, and then it would just be like I would be one of those child prodigies where it's like I finish high school at like 8 years old and then get
you could probably do it at like
somehow.
5. You do it that year. Like you have the knowledge. Imagine being like in fucking Harvard at 5 years old.
And then you could also do stuff like you could invest in like companies you know will be successful.
Oh, that is true.
You could invest in pets.com. Wait.
But if you know everything that's going to happen to you in the future, you could do that as well.
That's true. What if you find out, like, you get all your knowledge and you're like, huh, this Fortnite thing's here to stay.
The next presidential election's held in Fortnite.
The debates are held in Fortnite.
I was going to say that, you can prevent 9/11, but we were 5 when that happened.
That's true.
And I'm wondering the dynamics of how will we prevent 9/11 as a 5-year-old.
You would call the White House, say, there's a terrorist. They're gonna be they're gonna blow up the building. And what a cute kid. Then 9/11 happens.
Well, yeah, Bush would do it anyway.
You're just adorable little tiger. Wait a second.
They didn't kill you for knowing it.
I just realized what you said. You said Bush would do it anyway.
He knows you're a psychic, baby.
He would fucking kill you for it.
He would send Condoleezza Rice to kill you. All right.
But yeah, no, I'm sticking with I'd rather know what I would know in the future.
Okay. All right, I guess that's a good. We're at about 2 hours. That's a good stopping.
All right. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Any last words from anybody? Derek will do his closing duties.
Any last words about anything?
I am actually an alt-right furry.
Oh, okay, it makes sense. What's your persona?
Fucking Sonic the Hedgehog.
Giraffe.
You're a giraffe. Robert's a giraffe.
Legit hooked on war giraffes now. Like I'm legit gonna go and research that. They were real.
Are giraffes used in warfare?
Like how would like a war elephant go against a war giraffe?
It reminds me of that. Remember Jurassic World and like that guy's like, we want to militarize the dinosaurs.
Oh,
that
I started to forget about that movie.
I liked Jurassic World, but yeah, the plot was kind of stupid.
It wasn't bad. It was just I felt very forgettable.
Yeah. All right. Well, Robert, thank you for coming on the podcast.
It has been a pleasure.
Do you have any plugs you want to plug? I'll probably plug your YouTube channel in the description.
Nah, you can just do that.
Okay.
I don't really post stuff online. I just mostly sell it in marketplaces.
All right.
That's what I do.
We'll try to link that.
Yeah, just like we linked Jacob's OnlyFans.
He got a surge in subscribers, by the way.
Yeah,
he's up to a solid 3.
Yeah,
now.
he got like 3 whole people watching his OnlyFans.
He posed.
Him eating marbles.
There's a YouTuber who has an OnlyFans, but they use it kind of like their Patreon. Like they have deleted scenes and extra videos on there.
See, I can actually respect that.
It's this guy named Alonzo Larone. He's the one
I've heard that name.
Yeah, he reads like tweets and stuff like that, and he like reacts to them. It's kind of funny. Not super challenging content, but kind of turn your brain
something
off.
To zone out
Yeah,
too.
kind of turn your brain off, kind of laugh. He does those like weird food combination videos.
Okay.
Yeah, he's that guy. You ever heard of him, Robert?
No.
Okay, he's black.
Cool information.
Alrighty, just the usual stuff. If you're listening on Spotify, make sure to follow, like us on Spotify, subscribe to the YouTube channel Hugger Derek. We're found on where you could find any podcasts except for iTunes, because I have to buy an Apple product and make an iTunes account, and I don't see myself doing that soon. But we're on Spotify, SoundCloud.
Really that hard?
Yeah, like I was looking up.
Apple is like, it's a pain to get on to.
You have to have an Apple product, and I don't have any, so I will have to buy one.
They want you to go and buy their $1,000 phone that's like 5 years old, dated.
And then make an iTunes account, and then you could link your service to them.
Bunch of criminals, dude.
I know. What I hate. And the thing is, like, my girlfriend and her friends are like part of the Apple like clique, and I don't get it. Overpriced joke of a phone.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. But yeah, you can find us on most places you find podcasts. Just search up Huggercast.
All of them except Apple.
All of them except Apple Podcasts, because Steve Jobs, his dream died. When he died, his dream
like
died.
him.
Yeah, when he died, his dream died. Make sure to listen to us on Radio Public.
Oh yeah, our favorite fans.
Robert,
you guys are special to us.
Robert, have you ever heard of Radio Public?
What is it?
It's another, like, you can listen to podcasts and stuff, apparently.
We did not know it existed until
a few weeks ago.
But now they're our favorite. We love you.
Yeah, we love all of our Radio Public listeners. We're
also on that.
Yeah, because I distribute my podcast through Anchor, and it automatically sends it just everywhere.
That's cool.
Yeah. So we're on Google Podcasts as well, if anyone wants to check us out there. Or you just listen on YouTube, on the YouTube channel. Liking, sharing with your friends, subscribing to all those services, whatever service you use to listen to the podcast. It really helps, telling your friends about it, word of mouth, stuff like that. And yeah, this has been a very fun episode, Robert. If you'd like to come on again down the line, we'd love to have you again.
Yeah, your guests are fun.
Yeah.
You cover up for our boring personality.
That's true.
Honor. I'm glad to have helped you guys with the audio using Skype.
Yeah, Robert was the one that suggested we use Discord, and it's working a lot.
You guys sound so much crisp. Like, I understand Colton has a pretty mic. It sounds pretty crisp right now, so I'm pretty impressed.
Yeah, even his mic sounds pretty good.
We're Neanderthals. Give us a break.
Yeah, we were raised in San Antonio public education.
We went to East Central, damn it.
Yeah, we're not smart.
We know steers.
We know about pigs and hating minorities.
And we're real good at both.
Alrighty. Does anyone else have anything last minute to say?
Nah.
Alrighty. Thanks for listening, everybody. Thanks for stopping by.
Goodbye.
Have a good night.
Later.
Later, Gators.